Team, welcome back to another episode of Ask Top, sponsored by MentorMilitary.com. For those of you that don't know me, I'm your host, Command Sergeant Major Retired Mark Garrett. Today I'm going to walk you through an ugly situation. This is a short video, so I ask you to stick around to the end for the lessons learned. It might help you save a soldier's career. Also, in the description below, check out a link to our critical thinking and writing guide. You can download it. It's a PDF. It's something that we developed to help soldiers and leaders make better decisions. It's also important so that leaders understand the unintended consequences of their decisions. So with that said, let's go ahead and get after it. I received a message from a young NCO that felt terrible because they did not understand unintended consequences of a decision they made, and it severely impacted the life of a soldier and their career. So here's the situation. A young specialist, let's call him Specialist Smith, who was a good soldier with a lot of potential, started being late for work rather frequently. For example, their car broke down, they overslept, got stopped by a police officer for speeding on the way to work, trying to get to work on time. This all occurred over the course of 30 days. The chain of command became very frustrated and wanted to send a message to the soldier and make an example of him to show others in the platoon that this behavior would not be tolerated. Knowing the soldier was a good soldier, they decided that they wanted to recommend a summary Article 15 so it would not impact the soldier's career. So fast forward 12 months and it's time for the soldier to re-enlist. Slots for re-enlistment are few and far between as the Army is in a drawdown. So the battalion commander is reviewing all personnel files on each soldier in the battalion, as he only wants the best soldiers to re-enlist. Since there's not enough slots, some soldiers will not be able to re-enlist. So the battalion commander sees Specialist Smith received Article 15 and refused to allow the soldier to re-enlist. So now the chain of command goes to the battalion commander and says, the soldier's a great soldier. We just wanted to correct this substandard behavior. Other soldiers have received Article 15s within the battalion and it had no impact on their careers. That stated, it is unfair to Specialist Smith, and had they known that the Article 15 would result in the soldier not being able to re-enlist, they wouldn't recommend it, that punishment. So the battalion commander then states if he was such a great soldier, he would not have received an Article 15. Case closed, Specialist Smith will not be allowed to re-enlist. So let's take a step back and look at what really happened here. 1. Specialist Smith was by all accounts a great soldier. 2. He was late for work, but the squad leader never bothered to dig deeper to find out why Specialist Smith was consistently late for work. After the Article 15, unit leadership found out Specialist Smith was going through severe marital problems, was not able to sleep, and their newborn had recently been diagnosed with a potentially life-threatening illness. Had unit leadership known about this, they would not have proceeded with an Article 15, but instead they would have chosen to help the soldier. Number 3, how could unit leadership had chosen to handle this in a way that would not have impacted the soldier's career? Several options available. Verbal counseling, written counseling, corrective training, letter of admonishment from the platoon sergeant or platoon leader, revocation of privileges, for example, suspending his past privileges. Now, real quick, just a plug, if you're finding value in today's rant, how about hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave us a comment about your thoughts on this situation. So we outlined several options or methods for dealing with this. All of these are viable solutions. So let's look at some lessons learned out of this situation. Leaders need to think through the situation, and they need to ask themselves relevant questions. How do you solve a problem at the lowest level and still achieve the intended result? Know your decisions have unintended consequences that can impact the soldier's work performance, attitude, relationship with team members, their career, etc. What you do can have serious consequences. Your actions and inactions both have consequences and unintended consequences. So make sure you're thinking through things. Understand the person behind the soldier. Don't just look at the soldier you see every day. Look at the person behind the uniform. We see a uniform, we see what comes to work every day. We see the soldier that they want us to see. Maybe there's something else going on behind that soldier that we need to check out, ask questions, because it's important to know what makes that soldier tick and what motivates them. Finally, don't forget to download the Critical Thinking PDF located in the description below. We've also provided some links to products you might find useful in these situations. If there's anything I can do, please drop me a line. Reach out, follow us on Facebook at Mentor Military and Ask Top. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for us, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy.